So what types of debt would be wiped out?
Well, there are four major types of debt that are normally wiped out in in bankruptcy filings. First is credit card debt. Second is medical bills. Third is personal exposure from judgments either against you or against a company in which they have a personal judgment. And fourth and finally is exposure under your shortfall from repossessions of vehicles or from foreclosures on mortgages. So for instance, if you have a $100,000 mortgage on a property that's worth $80,000 and a foreclosure takes place, you would normally be on the hook or exposed for a $20,000 deficiency judgment. A bankruptcy filing will normally get rid of that exposure to the deficiency judgment.
And what about those creditors? Will they ever stop calling?
Yes. Once you file for bankruptcy protection, the trustee takes over and becomes the representative of your creditors. At that point, your creditors are required under federal law to stop calling. And if they do call, they're in violation of federal law. That's part of what we as attorneys do, is to protect you against any calls, any harassing calls from creditors once the bankruptcy is filed.
Mm-hmm. What types of debts are not wiped out?
Well, you have to understand, Robin, that in a bankruptcy filing, the idea is that you wipe out your unsecured debts. The other category of debts is your secured debts, such as your mortgage and car loans. Even though you wipe out your personal exposure under the mortgage for a shortfall in the case of a foreclosure, you don't wipe out the actual mortgage itself. The mortgage still remains a debt on the property. The second type of debt that's not wiped out is student loans. It's very difficult to wipe out student loans. Third type of debt that you cannot wipe out is alimony and child support. And finally, most income tax debts are not wiped out in a bankruptcy filing.